Hey everyone. Yeah. We were in the middle of a garden to die for. It's been a couple of days since I've been playing this game because things distracted me. I will say right now that technically, as of this recording, I have finished Amnesia completely. I think I've said that in like 5 or 6 different videos, but I'm going to say it here again, so now I really have to be careful not to spoil everything until I'm either done with this game, or until I get past the point for Amnesia, because it's looking like Amnesia's about 14-15 parts. So if this is over 14-15 parts, 16 and over, I can just start talking about the game if I want to. So, but in the meantime, we've got to talk to this dude in the garden club, because somebody died, probably with the death throes from what it's looking like. I love the music.
Hello, Thomas. Are we interrupting you?
Not at all, Jessica. Sheriff, come on in.
He looks like Ben Stein thinking about
Mr. Pickering, I was hoping you might remember what time you visited Mr. O'Neill to judge his garden.
Based on the time displayed on Matthew's broken watch, it's possible that you were the last person to see him alive.
I think it was around 11 or so yesterday morning. I can't quite remember the exact time, but I can assure you that Matthew was very much alive when I left.
Did you know about the rivalry between Mr. O'Neill and Avery Donaldson?
I think that's
Of course, everyone in the garden club knew about that. But I don't think Matthew ever got upset over it.
What did he get upset over?
I think Matthew was more irritated with Emily Wiseborough, because she let her cats run rampant across his garden. That and the fact that the woman has a streak of paranoia a mile wide. She accused Matthew of spreading lies about her on more than one occasion.
What sort of lies?
Once she complained that Matthew told the other garden club members that she liked to garden in her bathrobe.
Who cares
Another
about that?
time, she accused him of starting a rumor about her stealing plant cuttings. Things like that.
That one might be more serious. But it sounds like he's trying to cast suspicion onto Emily, which... Why? Why would he want to do that? Yeah, apparently she is a master of growing roses, which is... sounds kind of boring, but I think is kind of cool, actually. That means she has a very strong knowledge of how botany works, which means if she had taken a different path in her life, she could have been an actual botanist, thinking on it, which I always found very interesting. But she didn't do it, and honestly, I'm glad she didn't do it. I would have been very sad if she was the one who did it. The case conclusion is actually really interesting, and I kind of like this conclusion too. The conclusions all make sense when the pieces are all put together. So, you'll see what I mean when I get to it. Yeah, I was doing ding.
So according to Thomas, Avery and Matthew were never bitter enemies. But I still think we should follow up on Avery's alibi.
No kidding.
Yeah, who knows? He could have altered that credit card receipt any number of ways to make it look like he was at the garden center at the time the murder took place.
logical conclusion.
Good morning, Carol. How are you?
Better now. Finding Matthew dead like that yesterday was quite a shock.
Of course. Sheriff Metzger and I spoke with Avery Donaldson yesterday. He said that at the time Matthew was killed, he was here shopping. You wouldn't happen to have the original copy of his credit card receipt, would you?
I think so. It's somewhere around here. You're welcome to look for it. This place gets to be such a mess, and I never seem to have the time to organize it.
I think you need to hire some help, lady. I'm not even kidding on that. The poor woman, like... This place is a disaster area. Okay, but I want the ribbon, so... And before I complete the game, I'm probably going to go back and try to find the ribbon in the Maples one, since I never found it. I want to get a garden orb like that for, found it. Getting computerized might help her a lot. Oh, they must mean the big shears, not the little things I was clicking on. Where's the last bug spray? Apparently not a run on bug spray. Must not be a big bug problem around here. Meh. And yeah, they do occasionally throw in like the nonsensical stuff, but never in really demented sizes or anything like that. Ship, wrench, lantern, and scale. Lanterns kind of make sense because some people actually do hang lanterns in their garden. I would. It'd be kind of... Yeah, if I did like a garden, like a really fancy one like these guys do, it would probably be more of a haunted theme. Like creepy and plants that would fit into that more than anything else. Like, yeah, a little model ship, you know, somebody probably, you know, uses that as a direct decoration. And a wrench. Also feels really good not to have to worry about a horror game haunting my mind while listening to this music. Like, I'm in a happier mood. No, I mean, I liked playing Amnesia, but it's kind of a relief to have it done, have beaten it, and not totally suck.
Has Seth made any progress in determining how Matthew died?
I'll ask him in a minute. He and I are going to have another look around Matthew's garden to see if we can find anything that might help.
Good idea. So
The time of Matthew's death does match the time on his broken watch, 11:30 yesterday morning, and I've determined that he was poisoned.
Damn, surprise!
That makes sense. The blue tinge on his lips and fingernails indicated it.
She is a mystery writer.
What I don't know is what kind of poison killed him. Could have been a lot of things.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll find some new clues to narrow the list of possibilities.
So, some new clues, huh? Oh, we should be looking for that ribbon. There it is. We'll play with that in a bit. That one's kind of an interesting one in the sense of you actually kind of have to have some sort of knowledge or just be able to guess. A gnome. I'll be done with the area, but I don't know where the other gnome is. Crap. I actually have an uncle who's like doesn't like garden gnomes. Like he really doesn't like them. Oh, the gnome's actually looking at the ornate box. Yeah. So first things first, obviously you gotta figure out the flowers, and if you don't know how to spell, like I'm kinda known for, you're screwed. So, yeah, you can kind of, it's a dual puzzle. It's kind of cool. So, let's see. Well, the daffodil parts go up here. The orchid and the carnation parts are always hard for me to tell the difference between. But if it's poofy, it's probably carnation. If it's whitish, it's probably more orchid, so... Yeah, I think we got all the port swords. We can actually... So you get the idea, so wish me luck. I'm going to be attempting to put these puzzles together. Oh, that one worked. Hey, I did that one and no problem. Cool. Okay, those fit together and those fit together clearly. That one was hard. Wow. Beans. Castor beans! Ricin. Yeah, remember how kids used to be forced to eat castor oil in really, really, really old cartoons? Or just look it up on YouTube, like castor oil cartoons and shit. Castor oil was made from castor beans, and if you drink too much of it, you die because it has this stuff in it called ricin. Ricin is... I think it's the poison that crazy cult in Japan tried to use to, no, that was sarin gas, which I don't think is ricin. One second, I'm actually going to, double check that once we get past that.
Judging by what Thomas Pickering said earlier, Emily didn't tell us the whole story about how she and Matthew got along. Mort and I should probably speak with her further.
One second while I look up ricin, because I'm trying to remember what it does. Okay, so apparently ricin inhibits protein production in the body, which is how it kills you. It's a bit complicated to do the wiki lookup. I was wrong. It's not what I was thinking of with the Japanese thing. I was right thinking it's actually sarin that did the Japanese thing. And yes, it does come from castor beans, and... there's no actual antidote for it. And if it's ingested, or inhaled, it'll kill you. So however it got into Matthew's body was going to kill him. And probably in a very nasty way, because one of the symptoms is diarrhea, which I'm glad they didn't illustrate. But something tells me a lot of poisons do that. So, that's lovely. So let us continue.
Sheriff, take a look at these photos I just found.
Looks like Emily made a hobby out of watching the comings and goings of her neighbors.
It appears that her cats have gotten into her collection. There are photos all over.
We should see how many others she's got around here.
The kitties went bounce, 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 bounce. That's my joke, is the kitties go bounce. Well, they do. They like to go bounce. Every kitten I've met that's happy, active, and bouncy and healthy is very playful and will get into things they really shouldn't. My cats are prime examples of this. They like to get into things they shouldn't. In fact... I was actually going to snuggle up and sleep with my husband for a while because he, at the time of this recording, depending on when it's released, he may be back or he may not be. He's going to be going away for a week and I wanted to cuddle up with him a little bit. But I left the door open because Pete was in the room, so Pete was sleeping on me and, you know, trying to keep him awake because he's a brat like that. But then Butterball came in and licked my face. So it's like 2 in the morning here. And I'm probably going to have to sleep in today. But I get to play a little more of this. Supposed to be like 3 more photos. Sorry. That was a sneeze. I am allergic to ricin. Sorry. I should have looked up castor oil for you guys. See what it was like done and what it was used for. Sorry I'm being quiet. I'm actually really trying to find these last photographs. Well, that looked like... Oh, there's one. Oh, yeah! The last one is actually in the... She's a little judgmental.
What are you doing with those?
Just having a look around, Mrs. Wiseborough. You got quite a talent for photography.
Did you keep tabs on who came and went next door?
Maybe I did. It seemed a prudent thing to do. Matthew was always telling lies, always plotting against me.
What was Avery Donaldson doing in Matthew's garden while Matthew was out?
I don't know what he was up to, that Avery. He's probably told you things about me, too. Don't believe them.
Okay, ma'am.
We were curious, Emily, as to why you showed so little emotion at the news that your next-door neighbor had just been murdered.
Well, if you must know, Matthew and I didn't get along particularly well. In fact, we weren't even speaking to each other.
Thomas Pickering said Matthew was upset because your cats were trespassing in his garden.
What? Ha! I'm the one who deserves to be upset. Maybe my cats did roam next door, but Matthew didn't have to introduce a horde of earwigs into my rose garden to get even. What exactly are you accusing me of? This conversation is over.
She's got a point. That's kind of disproportionate, because...
She's a real piece of work. Thomas was right about her paranoia.
Paranoia or no, she did see Avery next door, and we need to find out what he was doing there.
Yeah. So she's kind of a witness, at least. 1 second while I look up castor oil, because I forgot to do that for you guys. Oh, funny thing before I find it. The Wikipedia thing says not to be confused with raisin. If anyone confuses ricin with raisins, I think they're just screwed. Well, now I know why it was always used in those cartoons where kids were misbehaving and they take out the castor oil. It was just being used as a fucking disgusting diarrhea-inducing punishment. I think they'd get you arrested nowadays.
Avery, Emily Weisborough took a picture of you in Matthew O'Neill's garden mere days before he was murdered. What were you doing there?
Nothing. I mean, I was there, but I was just trying to find out why Matthew was sneaking around my garden.
Matthew was over here without your knowledge?
I'm almost certain he was stealing seeds from my tropicals. I found footprints all over the floor of my greenhouse. It was probably a futile effort to copy my success and beat me in the garden competition next year.
I see. Speaking of footprints, was Jack Delgado here yesterday morning?
As a matter of fact, he was. Now there is someone who could have killed Matthew.
Kind of quick to say that there,
What
buddy.
makes you say that?
Well, apparently Matthew refused to pay his bill, and Jack was pretty upset over it.
Yes, we've heard about that.
Let's see, what else was here? Stepladder. You think that's set off? No, probably not. And even before, how did this garden win? It's such a mess. It is a hidden object game, and they have to throw in random stuff. Be happy the stuff is at least sensical, and it's not something like a giant soda can. That, the size of this, would be freaking amazing. And fun to share with friends. Now, you wouldn't keep that around. Soda bottle that size, maybe, but even then, that might be hard. I'm trying to run the last hook for the last lantern, too. I hope I don't have another coughing fit today. As well as, let's see, aside from hanging the lanterns. And we know where the lantern is. We need a watering can, a shell, and a handbell. Okay, scratch one of those off the list. Actually, thinking on it, yeah, I really want to do that haunted garden thing now. What is that last hook? It's always that last hook that gives me like a ton of trouble. I'm going over time, so after this we'll stop. Oh, there it is. There we go.
Emily may be a snoop, but we've found Jack's footprints in every garden we visited. Maybe he can shed some more light on the situation. Taking his gloves back to him is as good an excuse as any to speak with him again.
And on that note, we will go back and talk to Jack next time, and I can actually sit here and play like a straight shot of this, which makes me very happy. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Bye!